Hi, Pastor Clayton Sellers from Faith Lutheran Church and Preschool in Collierville, Tennessee. I grew up in a family of all boys. It was me, two other brothers, mom and dad. I only know what life is like as a boy. So when I had a daughter, I was left wondering, what do I do with this? And it left me wondering, I wish there was a book about that. There is a book about that to help me as a father shape my daughter and parent my daughter. It's by Dr. Meg Meeker. It's called Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters, 10 Secrets Every Father Should Know. I recommend this book. It was a very helpful book. It's not so much about daughters as much as it is about fathers, which is a very important topic. It's a topic that doesn't get a whole lot of play these days. It's a topic where so much of culture says fathers are bad, fathers are stupid. But Dr. Meeker very helpfully lays out, and oftentimes from clinical studies and academic studies, about the importance of fathers, especially in the lives of daughters. And so this is a very helpful book. Now there are parts of this book that are a little bit dated. She talks about Blackberries and iPods, which aren't as prevalent as they once were when this book was first written. But the topics and the principles and the underlying concepts of what she's trying to get at, those those continue to stand and to be helpful. As she writes, she is very earnest. She's there's like an energy, almost a plea to fathers to take up the task of being fathers to their daughters, especially to their daughters, to engage in that, to be involved and engaged in the life of their daughters, even when fathers are tired, even when they're annoyed, even when they don't know what to do. Dr. Meeker implores men and fathers to be engaged in the lives of their daughters. And she really encapsulates this towards the end of the book, and I'm just going to read this quote to you. And I thought it was very helpful and summarized what it is to be a father, especially a father to a daughter. To be a father is to be a leader, to make decisions, to intervene on your daughter's behalf. Form her character so that she knows right from wrong, when to say yes, and have the strength enough to fight temptation. That's really what it is, isn't it? To be engaged in those early years in the life of your daughter, be engaged through those tumultuous years of teenage, be engaged through those transition years into adulthood, so that you form their character, so that you build their confidence, and so that you help them through their life. Now, the 10 secrets that Dr. Meeker lays out, each one is the title to a chapter. And these are very helpful, and they, even as just the little secret, are very helpful. So you are the most important man in her life. No matter what your daughter says, no matter how she acts, you as her father are the most important man in her life. Whether you're still married to her mother or divorced, you are the most important man in her life. And how she understands the appropriate behaviors of men are going to come from you. She needs a hero. She needs to know that there's somebody who's got the strength to do the right things in life. She needs to see that and see you model that. She needs to experience that strength from you throughout all stages of her life. You are her first love. You are showing your daughter how love is shared. You are showing her and embodying for her what it is to love and to care and to be vulnerable and to make those connections. And if you have a daughter, you know what this is like. And if you are a daughter, again, you have this experience, and I think reflection will point to this. Teach her humility. So much of life is going to build her up, but you want to teach your daughter humility so that she can be humble and she can grow and mature and learn. Protect her and defend her, and Dr. Meeker in the table of contents even includes with parentheses, with a shotgun if needed. There's so much that's going to attack our daughters in this world, and your daughter needs to know that you're going to protect her. Your daughter needs to know that you're going to defend her from all the things that are going to attack her. There are so many more attacks on the hearts and the minds of daughters now than there were. Well, maybe not that there are more. They're more obvious and they're more prevalent, and they follow into the bedroom. It used to be that when you left school, the bullying and the difficulties with friends stopped. But now those difficulties follow you wherever you are 24/7. And your daughters need to know that you will protect them and defend them. Teach them perseverance and grit. These are the two of the most important character building things that we can give to our daughters, that they're going to persevere and deal with those hard things and see through these difficult things. This one is very convicting, I think, this chapter. Be the man you want your daughter to marry. Because that's what she's going to do. Not that she's going to marry her father, but how you model what it is to be a husband, how you model what it is to be a father is going to shape the way that she sees the world. And so if you want to defend her and protect her, if you want to be the first love in her life, then you need to model that in your life. And so that's going to mean different things at different stages in life. Teach her who God is. I was so glad to see that this chapter was involved. It very easily could have been a book of psychology or sociology about fathers and daughters. But the importance of teaching her who God is, that there are absolute truth, there is right and wrong in this life, that there is a Savior, that there is a plan in this life, that we're not just spinning on this rock to see what happens, but God has a plan for us. That's incumbent upon fathers. Study after study, and Dr. Meeker will cite these, shows that when fathers are engaged in a congregation, and when fathers are engaged in a belief system, when fathers encourage and bring the family along in their religion, the family is going to follow and maintain this connection through the years. And so fathers, it's our duty to teach about God. It's our duty to teach about salvation through Jesus Christ. Teach her to fight, to stand up for herself. And again, these are not to be combative, to be sarcastic, to push the world away, but to stand and fight for the things that are right, to stand and fight for those who need help in her life. And keep her connected. This is the last one. We've all seen on TV shows the angsty sort of daughter who goes and locks herself away in her room, and everybody says, "Oh, you just got to let her figure it out. Oh, just give her time, give her space." But that's not the thing to do. Dr. Meeker gives anecdote after anecdote after anecdote throughout the whole book of fathers who are intentionally engaged in the life of their daughters. Even to the point of, in the midst of the roughest parts of their relationships, planning a camping trip, a father-daughter camping trip. And though it's awkward through the drive there, though it's awkward through the campfires and the meals and the whole weekend, the daughters reflected back to Dr. Meeker how important those trips were, to know that even in the midst of all the turmoil and the tumult that goes with growing up, those daughters knew that their fathers loved them, that their fathers were there to support them. And there are so many anecdotes, helpful anecdotes, to illustrate what it is to be a good father, to be a strong father, not even a good father, but a strong father, to raise a strong daughter. And these aren't secrets, but they are hard work, and they require effort, and they require deliberate consideration on, what am I doing as a father? And they really draw fathers and parents as well to examine what is it that I'm doing as a father, as a parent, and how is that impacting the life of my children. I really recommend Dr. Meeker and her books. I think we'll be reading some more together for this series. I'm really glad that there's a book about this, and I hope that you have found this helpful. If there's anything I can do for you, I'm one of the pastors at Faith Lutheran Church and Preschool in Collierville, Tennessee. I wish God's richest blessings upon you as you continue to parent and guide your children in the ways of truth and life in our Savior Jesus Christ.